This is Duke University.
Hi, my name is Dan Ariely. I'm a professor and we are at Panda Express. As you will see, Panda Express has lots of food. Some of the dishes are healthier, some are less healthy. So we tried a few things. We tried to take the menu and put calorie labeling out there. It turns out it made no difference. But then we did something different. Let's explore how this more or less looked like. Can I get some orange chicken and rice?
Yes, sir. Would you like half portion of your size?
Half a portion?
Yes.
We asked people, would you like a half a portion of rice? And the idea was that if people take half a portion of rice, they would constrain their future self. Delicious. Now, it's one thing to resist temptation before you have this food. But I tell you, once you start eating it, it's really hard to stop. So thankfully, I don't have too much here. But if I had, I'm sure this would have been a real issue for me. And if we think about it, it's a more general point. Before we face temptation, it's relatively easy for us to say, oh yes, I will not worry about that. I can overcome temptation. I will not text and drive. I will save. I will take my medication on time. With all kinds of things with temptation, we can very easily commit for the future in terms of being good. The moment we're facing temptation, that's much, much harder. So the results of the study show that some people, up to a third, were willing to take this constraint on themselves, get less food to start with, and therefore eat less. The next step, of course, is to think about how can we do it on scale. So the idea that in every fast food place, there'll be somebody who asks you, would you like to get half a portion of rice today or a little bit less of something else is unlikely. So one of the things we're trying to think about is something we call right size. In the same way that the idea of supersize became so popular and people say supersize it, supersize it, supersize it, the question is, can we get a word that acts in the opposite way that says the right size? And right size basically has kind of an idea of what is normative, what is desirable on one hand, and it might be something that people would actually start saying on themselves. So if I stand in line and I hear people in front of me saying right size in one store or another store, there's a chance that over time people would start adopting that. So the next phase is to think about how do we create a mechanism that across places and people get people to pause when they order, think about portion size, and with it actually constrain themselves and get a better size. But for now, the fact that this is in front of me, I'm just going to finish everything on the plate.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.